You shared that inflation and a reduction in SNAP benefits are a reason that there's so much need at Mission Central right now. I know that there is a perception that people who come to food pantries are not employed. Is that an accurate characterization?
Oh, absolutely not. I would say the majority of people that come to Mission Central's food pantries are employed, sometimes with 2 or 3 jobs, but they just don't make a living wage.
What is the living wage?
A lot of people think about poverty, and they think the poverty level, but poverty only takes into account the cost of food. So a living wage is a term that brings in all the things, housing, transportation, childcare, all the costs that a family needs in order to just maintain the bare minimum quality of life. And here in Dallas-Fort Worth, a lot of people would be very surprised that if you have 2 adults and 2 children in their house, and both adults are working, both adults need to make $25 an hour full-time in order to meet that minimum living wage that they need.
Wow. So what holds people back from earning a living wage?
Oh, the barriers to living wage employment are tall, and they are many. And the problem is they're almost invisible to those of us who don't have those barriers. So they can include transportation. How are we even going to get to that living wage job? They can include housing. Do we have a place to live near our work? Do we have a place to live where you can have an address to fill out an application? Do we have care for our children? Do we have the right education? Do we have health issues or mental health issues that are keeping us back? There's so many. Sometimes it's an ID. Sometimes people don't realize, and this is a specific situation, if you're just out of prison and you've been in prison a long time, you probably don't have a valid ID. And so you can't get a job yet. And it might be you have to get a birth certificate, and then you have to go get your ID, and that could take weeks. So there's a lot of barriers that people don't even see that often if they're not living them.
Right. So how does Mission Central help?
Sure. So our food pantries are one way that we help families that aren't quite making a living wage. We help them fill the gap. I tell people all the time, if you're having trouble making rent, don't spend money on food. Come here, let us handle your food and use all your money to pay for rent. Keep a house. But also when people come here, we're going to visit with them, and we're going to see if we also can't connect them to other places and ways that can help. Sometimes that's connecting them with somewhere that might be able to help pay a super high electric bill or a car bill that's just that unexpected expense that keeps them from moving forward. Sometimes it's referrals to like the Workforce Commission, or we get them connected to a job training program that is going to be more than that temporary fix. It's going to be something that might help the family get the education, past some of those hurdles that are big hurdles that really will help them get into a space where they make living wage employment.
That's wonderful.
Awesome.
How can we help?
Absolutely. One of the best ways you can help Mission Central help our families thrive is to make a recurring donation. And that's easy to do. You just get on our website, you set up a recurring donation. It can be as little as $10 a month. But that times so many people makes a huge impact on our families. We also always need volunteers. Again, pop on our website, it's missioncentraltx.org, and there's a lot of ways that you can help.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, have a good one.